Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leading rusher, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
All right. Good morning, gang. Welcome into Packers Total Access Victory Monday. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Joined alongside Tim in Green Bay. We got Emilio in Tennessee, a rainy Tennessee. He's like, you know what, man? Let's just take the day off. Let's get here and talk a little ball, talk a little Victory Monday. And we got an awesome show for you guys and gals. Appreciate everybody hopping in here with us in the morning. We're just going to kind of walk through this whole Victory Monday and just have a little mini celebration. Just hang out, talk about what happened. We're going to hit on several different topics. So we'll give you kind of the vibe in the locker room. We'll also talk about Aaron Rodgers struggling to be able to communicate with his offense in his own home stadium in Pittsburgh. Wow, that's rare. We'll talk about that. Tucker Kraft goes off. We'll hit on all of those. We'll give you the sound bites from the TV broadcast and everything that happened there. Jordan Love, phenomenal game. This is one of those, outside of the Dallas playoff game, this one is probably the top game. And maybe this is even better than the Dallas game. I don't know, because national stage, we'll talk about all of it. Jordan Love rising to the occasion. Christian Watson's return, I don't think it could have been much better with how he handled everything. Absolutely awesome. And then we'll wrap up with some defensive talk. Rashawn Gary, Micah Parsons, and, of course, Carrington Valentine. As we've got the snap count, we'll give you all that information and just how many snaps did he play as opposed to Nate Hobbs. Before we get into all that, let's do that YouTube stuff. Hit like, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Thank you for making us a part of your Victory Monday. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media members. We're fans just like you, talking Packers on the daily. So if you're looking for that type of content, make sure you click subscribe, hit that like button, and also click that bell icon so you're notified when we go live here in the future. So I ain't gonna lie, Emilio, I can see it in Tim's eyes too. Boy, it's an early morning here. It's sipping the coffee. Tim's on his coffee. I've already had
my best Stephen A. real quick with the bang.
I had 3 shots of espresso. Now we're on the Alani energy drink, so we're burning some turbo diesel this morning, boys. We actually, I think the Alani, what it is after the coffee, you just throw a little what's it called, a little octane booster in there, and just give it a little
additive, little jet fuel additive there.
Absolutely. Before we dive into all the content, Emilio, I know you wasn't on the post game show last night. You had company in it and all that good stuff. Tell us, man, what's your take coming out of this game, man? Because it was, you know me, I try not to get too high and I try not to get too low. It's hard not to get too high on this game, and this is just one of those games that it had everything. They struggled in the first half, and in the second half, they just come out and was like, "No, we're not going out like this." It was just awesome. What you think?
Glad they didn't buckle. We needed a full 60 minutes. I think we got it that game. We had talked about 45, 50 minutes, 55 minutes. I think that we got that full 60 that game, and you had everybody kind of stepping up. I know it's the cliche, but you did see 1/11th coming together really, and everybody just sort of playing for each other. But that, man, the offense, the defense, you had a missed kick or two with the special teams. You know, we can talk about the leg, but in the end, you put up 30 points, you should win the game. And the only reason we've lost is because we didn't put up 30 and we tied with 40. So this team was cruising. I was happy with Quay. I was happy with Jordan. So many good things. I think you can still learn a lot from it, but one that was needed under the lights, big stage, and still top of the NFC, man. I think after a day like that, it was a nice finish.
Yeah. Tim, you had a chance to sleep on it, obviously, man. We were in here pretty late last night. We tried to wrap up the show 2 or 3 times, but the super chats just kept flying in. Everybody wanted to talk ball. After you slept on it here, anything changed? What was the first thing you thought of when you woke up this morning, man?
Woke up this morning and I thought, belt to ass, Victory Monday, let's go. And I agree with Emilio's assessment too. You know, they really did took a little dip in that second quarter. The first part of the middle 8 didn't look really good for the Packers, but other than that, they played a full game, man, and they really put it together. You love to see it, and it's a huge momentum builder coming home for 2 games here and friendly confines of Lambeau Field. So good chance that the Packers can keep this win streak going. And it all started with that performance last night. It was a great team win.
Yeah, and back to what Mike McCarthy always said, it's how you handle success is more important than really how you handle defeat. That's a big thing. The conversation is now going to steer towards trap game, right? No, it's just stay focused. Do your job. Everybody focus on doing your 1/11th on every single play, and let's take it one game at a time. Let's go 1-0 every week, which has been kind of Matt LaFleur's mantra.
Like X said, keep chopping that tree, man. I mean, it's a big tree. We're going to have to take it game by game, and it's been working, dude. And I just am so excited. And you saw X coming down, throwing the stick here and there. It's every little bit was coming together in that game.
It was awesome, dude. Yeah, X had a little extra oomph on his hits.
He was laying them.
So did Bullard. Bullard was laying the wood last night too, man.
Edgerrin Cooper. It was a fun night, man.
Quay Walker. Yeah, the boys were tuned up for sure.
Yeah. Hardy the Prophet with the super chat. I heard J Love was pissed at halftime and gave the team a talk. I did not know that. Did you guys hear that? That is awesome.
Not hear that, but I 150% truly believe that is true. Did you guys see the looks on J Money's face yesterday? He looked like an assassin out there, dude.
Tim, do you want to know why?
He's a grown-ass man now. Yeah.
Thank you, Matt. That's the truth. I mean, that's it. I was texting you guys. I literally wore the 10 jersey to Cracker Barrel Sunday morning. Had my nice morning breakfast, country fried steak, some biscuits and gravy, eggs, and I had everybody look, and I just had to let them know 10 was going to have a game.
He's walked in at 10 and said, "I need that Uncle Herschel special, baby."
It was
right on the table right now.
Absolutely, and a side of pancakes, please. Thank you.
Wash your hands, wash your butt, man. That's it. That's all.
Always, man. They get a little fire smoke in the Cracker Barrel. You got to wash your hands, wash your butt when you walk in that joint for sure. Hardy the Prophet, man. Thank you so much for that info, buddy. That's awesome, man. I look forward to hearing more about that for sure. We got Jacob joining us now. The beard is in the house. We're just kind of diving into everything, just getting started, Jacob. So let's start off with the locker room vibe here, boys. And this was the guys coming back in the tunnel after the game, or back into the locker room, I should say, celebrating on Sunday night. The Packers tweeted this out over on X. Let's see what the guys had to say. Just a quick little 18-second clip here.
Let go! Yo! Go! Tax the bull. Come on, man.
There it is.
Hey, W's in the chat.
I love how they've all got their own thing, right? Like you got Bull, right? Bullard doing the Bull, right? Cooper now, it's obvious every time he comes in after a win, he's going to ride Frosty into the locker room, right? It's just so cool. Everybody kind of creating their own thing. It's been absolutely awesome, man. And then of course we have Matt LaFleur in the locker room giving a speech, and shout out to Packers Twitter account, which has been doing a phenomenal job, man. They cut the corners just like this team has. This was Matt LaFleur in the locker room. Like I said, Packers Twitter tweeted this out last night. Here we go.
That second half is who we got to be every week, man. Great job. Give it up for yourselves. Defensively, held Pittsburgh to 1-10 on third down. Archie had 2 sacks. Micah had a sack. Cooper with the forced fumble. Bull with the recovery. Hey, what's that little trophy you got there?
Hold up, I gotta see this again. No. Sorry, I didn't go back far enough. So Jordan, if you guys who are listening on the pod is holding this trophy, it looks like it's maybe 5 inches tall. And it says National Tight Ends Day is what it says on it, right?
Did you see the story on that? So
Yeah.
NBC was going to try and give them belts, I guess, championship belts type deal.
No
and
way.
they didn't arrive on time, so they ran out and they bought these little $2 trophies.
What they send it? They send a DHL, Tim, or something?
Probably.
I cannot believe
Epic fail.
Hilarious. All right, let's continue.
Been smaller than his hand.
Hey, I got 2 game balls though on National Tight End Day. Oh, this guy went 7 for 143.
I just have immense gratitude for this organization. I'm spoiled as bro. Being able to come in here, get drafted here, get the opportunity to work my tail off. I love you guys. And I play every play the way I do because I love you guys.
Second guy was 29 of 37. 20 straight completions.
He's a grown ass man now.
Hey, way to stay together and come ball in the second half, man. That's what we got to keep doing. Keep stacking it. Keep going 1-0 every week.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hey, Victory Monday!
Hey, every week the objective is to go 1-0, man. Let's keep chopping this tree down, bro. We got a great team. Hey, pack on me, pack on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you love to see it.
Dude.
Bob was absolutely awesome in that.
Scared money don't make money.
That's right. And also, man, I want to give a shout out to Matt Schneidman over on Twitter. He tweeted this out. Check this out. They said the Packers were just playing Renegade in their locker room.
Oh, boy.
So that's
the
a
ultimate
tradition.
troll of the Steelers fans. Wow.
That's a tradition in Pittsburgh. If you don't know what that means, they play Renegade by what band was it, Tim? I know it's
I think it's Styx.
Is it? Yeah.
Styx,
So
yeah.
yeah. You hear Pat McAfee sing it all the time on the McAfee show because he obviously grew up in Pittsburgh. So the fact that they were playing that in their locker room, dude, they were not holding back. And I'll just say this too, like y'all said, Jordan Love had kind of a look in his eye. I'm not saying he was being disrespectful to Aaron. I'm not saying that at all. But when they met at midfield afterwards, Aaron's smiling, and Jordan, you kind of catch you from the side shot, you can kind of catch his face. It wasn't grinning at all. He looked like a damn man on a mission, like he was still in that mode. You know what I'm saying? It was wild. So, any other thoughts on all that in terms of Victory Monday?
Yeah, I think we're at that point with Jordan now, right? You know, Matt wasn't lying.
He's a grown ass man now. And
you know, we talk about aw shucks Matt going away, and now we have Tupac LaFleur. I think aw shucks Jordan Love is kind of gone away. I think he's got that laser focus as a competitor and full command of this offense. Obviously, going off 20 straight completions and leading the troops in a game that looked like for a couple of minutes there it could get kind of ugly, and he really turned it around. And we get the 10-point dub. I just love the way Jordan's playing right now.
Yeah, I can't know if this is true, but B. Timmy, who usually comes in with some pretty good stats, says Next Gen Stats said it was a 0.1% chance that he had to get those 20 completions in a row. That is unbelievable. Let's go.
Yeah,
love it.
Here was Aaron Rodgers after the game, and he was talking about. I'll just let him kind of explain it here. Tim, give me a screen grab for this one. I know it was on Pittsburgh's YouTube page, so even though it's on Twitter everywhere, we may get dinged with some AI. Thank you so much. Here was what Aaron had to say about the Packer fans traveling to Pittsburgh. Listen, they did this in Arizona. They do it in other spots, right? It's just so rare that it happens in a place like Pittsburgh. Here we go.
At one point, they were chanting "Go Pack Go," and you hit DK for a 25-yarder. That had to be a little bit of a strange feeling to quiet that chant for once.
I've heard that chant for 18 years, so Packer fans travel really well. First time in a while I've used silent count for a home game. That's a credit to those Packer fans.
We're talking about in the Steel City, boys and girls, in the Steel City, the Pittsburgh Steelers had to go to a silent count because the Packer fans were so loud in the stadium. That is just absolutely awesome. So, again, you'll notice, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to be an ass for a second. You'll notice that some of the sports talk, whether it's Milwaukee or Madison or wherever, boy, they love to point out that green and gold package rivalry, don't they? And how, well, that fan base didn't show up, or this portion of the fan base didn't. The Milwaukee crowd let us down, or Green Bay's crowd, look, they didn't show up like Milwaukee. They love to create that division, but boy, oh boy, they don't want to talk about this, right? They don't want to point out the fact that the Packers fans travel so well and take over stadiums. Guys, Arizona, not the greatest franchise, right? Let's be honest. They're not like you when you think of traditional, the backbone of NFL in terms of franchises, you don't think of the Arizona Cardinals, right? You think of people like Pittsburgh. You think of people that kind of helped create this aura around the National Football League, especially right after the merger of these franchises that had a lot of success. You've got Packer fans taking over these type of cities, these type of stadiums now. That's absolutely wild to me. And again, I know the four-letter network won't talk about it. God forbid they say something positive for a change, right? I turned it on for 5 minutes this morning, going, let me feel the vibe here a second. They almost look disappointed. It's the strangest thing. You got a former Packer player in Mark Chmura. He looks like somebody pissed in his Cheerios. It's like, you're not going to find a bigger win outside of a playoff win or a Super Bowl, right? And you get, well, you had this happen and that kind of win. Shut up.
I got some advice for y'all. Take 2 weeks off, then quit.
Like, be happy for once. Your listeners, your viewership are Packer fans. And I will never understand it. Other than we know they like to create a little controversy and get the clicks up and this and that. But anyway, I digress. I didn't have that in the show notes, but my God, it just drives me crazy. Anyway, you guys got any thoughts on any of that?
I think what Nick McSwain says is anger sells. They basically sit there and that's what they look at, which
stop calling yourself the Good Karma brand.
Yeah.
We're the Good Karma. Yeah,
and when we hoist Lombardi and have the parade on Lombardi Avenue, bringing home a Super Bowl trophy, I don't want to hear how supportive you were all year and how excited you are for this team. Yep.
Yeah. I completely agree. We're sitting here in his home's ESPN negative. That's basically what it is. All subsidiaries and everything. It just seems like you said, to Nick McSwain's point, they just try to be the drama. Basically, the drama providers, basically, like they don't know how to do actual reporting nowadays. They don't know how to do actual media. So all they have to do is go
analysis.
Yeah, actually, exactly. Actual analysis, actual play-by-play. Like you remember the days of old of ESPN when you'd love. I remember Monday morning, I used to love waking up, watching the highlights of them just breaking down what happened over the weekend. Now it's, this guy's in his feels and this dude. It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Don't put
I've seen
name in my mouth right there.
You're coming off this great win, and there's a portion of the fan base that's stalking Matthew Golden, right? And he basically deactivated his Instagram account. And it's, what's going on? Maybe the dude looked up and said, you know what? They gave me 4 opportunities. I had 4 yards. Maybe I need to focus a little more on ball than social media. Did you think about that? Could have been that, right? But instead it turns to, Matthew Golden's mad at the organization. Like, how do you?
But they didn't sit there and watch his YouTube video he put out on his channel 9 days ago talking about how there's big things coming. I just got to put my head down and keep grinding. Right. But they had no idea about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And again,
Eric Sutherland.
It's so true, yeah. Eric Sutherland says, like I've said, ESPN is the view of sports TV. It really is. And I'm with Jacob. Like, we grew up on, I remember, especially in the summertime in baseball season, I would wake up first thing in the morning, that 6 a.m., Sports Center, get all the baseball highlights. And the second it was over, go outside, grab the bat, grab the ball, let's go play ball.
Like, that was the good old days back.
Was that Stuart Scott?
Days, yeah.
Yeah. Stuart Scott. It was before Keith Olbermann lost his damn mind and acting like a weirdo.
Drunk Chris Berman, hell yeah.
Yeah, you kidding me? You guys
he was on the Canadian Perks or whatever the hell he talked about.
If you have not seen the video of Chris Berman going off, if you just put Chris Berman angry, it'll probably pop up. And it was like behind the scenes of somebody walking behind the camera while he was talking. Oh my gosh, man. And everybody's like, oh, that's so toxic. What a horrible human being. I'm like, boy, that was every middle-aged adult male at my family reunions talking like that, just constantly mad at the world. So yeah, it was a different time back then in ESPN for sure. So all right, Tim, let's get a screen grab ready. Let's talk about Tucker Kraft. All right, let's jump into that. And you guys keep an eye if any super chats come in. I want to make sure we don't neglect those. But so Tucker Kraft obviously had a phenomenal night. let's start off with the first play here. This is in the first quarter, 154 left. And this was, I just said it was on a 1st and 10 play. And one of the things that Matt LaFleur did say as well was, when I seen how hot Jordan Love was getting, I'm just going to keep throwing the ball, right? And that's one thing. Again, I know people think that Matt LaFleur isn't aggressive enough, but you've seen him really press into the pass last night. Here was Jordan Love to Tucker Kraft on 1st down in the first quarter.
When you're drafted.
Oh, no doubt. Kraft again. Taking off up the field. Tucker Kraft cuts inside to the 40-yard line and down at the 39.
Yak and cheese, baby. Yak and cheese. So, again, that was in the first quarter. Now let's fast forward to the third quarter after Jordan Love obviously gave that speech evidently in the locker room and got the boys fired up. This was the Jordan Love with the chuck and duck that Tucker Kraft turns into a 59-yard gain. Guys, this was like the play in my opinion, right? This is the one that really kind of set the tone for the second half. This is early in the third quarter. It's in the middle of 8, a 3rd and 5 play. When the game's on the line, think play or not play. Nobody there. Jordan just throws it up to his guy and lets Tucker Kraft do the rest. Here we go.
TJ screaming off the edge on 3rd down. Love hit as he throws, up for grabs. Caught! Kraft! Oh, on the run! Kraft pulling away! Still on his feet at the 30. What a run after the catch by Kraft all the way to the 26.
That was trailing 16-7 on that play. Now, we'll leave this one up, Tim. We're going to, if you'll pull that screen grab down, I want everybody to be able to see this real quick. You guys could hear those, right?
Oh, yeah. And real quick, shout out to Mike Tirico, man. Slowly becoming one of the modern day GOATs when it comes to the play-by-play, man.
Yeah,
the bright spot of the Sunday Night Football crew, for sure.
Absolutely, man. All right, so here we go. I just tweeted out, when the game's on the line, think play or not play, trailing 16-7 in the third quarter. This is the play that sparked everything that happened in the second half. I said Brady had Gronk, Mahomes has Kelsey, Breeze had Graham, talking about Jimmy Graham, and John Elway had Shannon Sharp. Jordan Love has his guy, and it's Tucker Kraft. So let's just hit it here. We'll play it a couple of times for you guys and gals. Look at the pressure in his face. You get to the point, guys, where you're like, you know what? I can't just throw this ball away. I can't just take a sack. The offense needs a spark. Sooner or later, you've got to give your guy a shot, right? Watch the pressure get to Jordan here. I mean, he's got 2 guys bearing down on him, right? Hand in his face. This reminded me of the Philadelphia playoff game last year, where you guys remember when he threw the interception, and I said, I don't have a problem with that interception because it's like the offense is sputtering. You got to try to get a spark. You got to try to make something happen. He took a shot to Dontavion Wicks, one-on-one coverage. Unfortunately, it got picked off. Great play. But, again, right here, watch Tucker just look around and go, oh, what is this?
Piece of candy. Ooh.
Absolutely awesome. Then the stiff arm. Dragging people. Look at just throwing people.
I lost my mind watching that live, man. I thought for sure when that ball came out, it was going to get picked for sure. But Jordan just standing tall. You see Josh Jacobs here, all he can to block. Who was that? Was that Queen coming in? Patrick Queen?
Kind of hard to tell. Yeah, just doing what he can. Try to die a slow death there, right?
Exactly. And Jordan standing tall, pressure in his face. Throwing the ball. I love it.
And by the way, how about Zach Tom being TJ Watt's daddy? Look at him taking him down to one knee right here. Love to see that.
Hopefully bow before my QB, man. Come on now.
Yeah.
Hope Zach Tom's okay after that. That was a little scary.
He came back, so I think he is. I think we're good. You're right, though. It was I think he just got his foot stepped on. Ain't that what the broadcast is?
Yeah, Jordan Morgan stepped on his foot, I think.
Yes, that's what happened. Do you guys remember when Chuck Norris, they asked him, like, how do you, how the yak that you kind of exhibit, like, how do you do that? And he goes, well, I sincerely think that no DB is able to tackle me. He runs like that. He actually puts it on it. Like, he looks at those dudes, and instead of going out of bounds, he's like, come on, let's go. And he will just road grade those poor sons of, what's to just into the dirt, man. It's fun to watch. He is old school. Like you said, he's a Gronk, he's a Kelsey. He is that man.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so here's another clip. All right, another audio here. I tweeted this out. Jordan, at this time, guys, there was 11 minutes left in the game, right? And at this point, Jordan Love was already 26 of 31, 317 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Tucker Kraft at that point had 7 catches for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns. 7 minutes left to play. And here we go. Here's another clip. Again, this is roughly 11 minutes left to play, and the Packers are leading 22-19 at this point. Here we go.
Pressure coming. He picked it up. Inside. Kraft's got it. At the 10. Kraft running away to the end zone. He has 2 touchdowns. You see that?
I do this. Christian Watson celebrating with him as well. Just absolutely awesome. Awesome stuff. So, again, man, we've got – listen, it's early, but people are finally starting to realize – you remember earlier in the season, too, when we got this thing cranked up this year, we talked about this. We talked about Tucker Kraft. The advanced analytics, right, are showing that Tucker Kraft's going to be a great football player. Remember us talking about this, Emilio? We were talking about the yards over expected, things like that, right? The EPA over all that stuff. And everything was lining up like, man, all he needs is more targets. If he gets more targets, like we talked about it last year, guys, if he'd got the same amount of targets that Brock Bowers got, he would have blown Brock Bowers' numbers out of the water. And Brock Bowers ended up with 1,100 yards receiving, something crazy. Yep. So, again, Happy National Tucker Kraft Day is what PFF Fantasy put out. 7 catches, 143 yards, 128 yards after the catch. That is insanity, Emilio, and 2 touchdowns. So Tucker Kraft, dude, he's the type of person that you build a franchise around, man, for sure. And I love what Matt LaFleur said, that they're going to get him more involved, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like they had him, NFL Pro had him 32 routes, 9 targets, target percentage at 28%. I mean, he really is crushing it, dude. That was such a game for him, a breakout game. Glad he had it. National Tight End Day. It was the trifecta. And to have him on this team is unbelievable. Dude's a 3-year here. You got a C on his chest. And you just saw it in the locker room how much they respect him and how he carries himself. And that juice, dude. He can do the flip. He can run 3 guys over before he gets tackled. It's everything we needed. And then he's just down there getting gritty on the run block. And we're lucky. We're super blessed.
Yeah. Tim, you got anything you want to add to the Tucker Kraft talk here, man?
Yeah, what Emilio said there, putting up numbers like this offensively and then still – being willing to roll up your sleeves and get down and dirty in the run game. He's a complete tight end. He's not a, just a pass catching threat. Tucker is the real deal, complete tight end. And so grateful and happy that he went off like he did on national TV. The NFL is on notice now. I'm willing to bet next year on National Tight Ends Day, they don't leave him off of the graphic. We'll just say
absolutely. That. Yeah, I don't know what they're feeding these here new hots, but I tell you what, he's eating that dang old Wheaties, whatever he's eating, man. The protein powder. I mean, I don't know, man. He is an absolute beast. He is what I thought he would be. We all talked about how much we love Tuck. I think the most poignant thing that he said in that locker room was, I play the way I play for you guys. Like that, to me, that gave me chills, bro. Like that literally gave me chills. He knows what it is. He knows what the time is. We're talking about a guy that had a chance to go to Alabama and decided, no, I'm going to stay in small little South Dakota because this is where my daddy wanted me to be. Wanted to stay there with his friends and family, actually, finish what he'd started. Like the guy is just an absolute G, literally and figuratively. He's got it now on his helmet. I think that the respect he has for this organization, he understands that the time is now. And holy crap, I literally think we got ourselves a Gronk, we got ourselves a Kelsey, we got ourselves a Gates. Like this is our guy. Don't let this dude. I almost swore. Don't let this guy walk. Clayton and me were Clayton and me were going about to go live. I can't remember when it was, last night or something. And he's like, dude, how do you not swear on the podcast? You are just cussing like a sailor. I'm like, I don't know, man.
That's what happens. But let me read this insight for you. Next gen stats. Two things here. Tucker Kraft. This one has him. Tucker Kraft recorded 131 yards after the catch. Packers Week 8 win. 3rd most yards after the catch in a game by a tight end since 2016. Second stat. On the season, Kraft leads all tight ends with 346 yards after the catch, 110 yards, 110 yak over expected, plus 56 more than any other player at the position. Overall, he caught 7 of 9 targets for 143, 2 touchdowns, recording every reception against man coverage, despite running just 14 of his 32 routes against man. he finished with the most yards against man coverage by a tight end in over 6 seasons. George Kittle, Week 14, 2018.
Let's go. You know what we're going to be saying about Tucker Kraft before you know it?
Pay that man his money.
That's coming. That's
It's
coming.
coming,
And, hey,
baby. Let's
I'll
go.
help write the check. You kidding me? You can borrow my pen. I ain't got no money. You can borrow my pen. You know what I'm saying?
Can we make it a lifetime contract? Can he just be here for life, please?
And Jacob, as you were talking about his quote there in the locker room, where he said, "Do I do this for you guys?" I went immediately back. Remember the end of the year last year, locker clean out, and what he said. Yeah, things need to change, and I'm going to take on more of a leadership role. And I remember thinking, be careful. You're kind of appointing yourself as a leader. You better back it up. He's backing it up completely. And it's not just about production on the field, but it's obviously putting the work in to get yourself in a situation where you can perform at this level. So,
I see that on the offensive side of the ball. You look at it's like Tucker Kraft is the heart and Josh Jacobs is the soul of that offense, you know, and Jay Money's the ringleader. You know, you see these guys want to play for each other, and you know that's something special when you have that in your locker room, you know, and we're seeing it right now. We're at that nearly halfway point through the season. I've never felt more confident in a Packer team in the last probably five, 6 seasons. I feel like they've really put things together. They built this roster right, and guys have the right attitude, man. They're playing for each other, and you feel like you can run through a wall for your teammate because you know that they'll do it for you. It's something special brewing in Green Bay right now. Really is.
It is. So let us know what you think. If you're watching this video back later, let us know in the comments. What do you think about Tucker Kraft? Which play was your favorite play? Do you think he is a top 3 tight end? Is he top 5? Is he just top 10? We want to hear from you guys. Make sure you hit subscribe and click that bell icon so you're notified when we go live here in the future. Appreciate y'all. All right. Talking about knowing that he is that guy. Sean Gary was asked about Jordan Love, and this is just about 9 seconds of this interview. I love what he had to say right here. So here was 52. Here was Bang Gary when asked about Jordan Love. Let me make sure the volume's up. Here we go.
Tonight and how he played.
He's him. Everybody in the league, if y'all not woke, please wake up, get the crust out your eyes, because he is him and tennis con. Period.
Thank you, Rashawn. Thank you.
Just straight to the point. One more time.
Tonight and how he played.
He's him. Everybody in the league, if y'all not woke, please wake up, get the crust out your eyes, because he is him and tennis con. Period.
He is him and 10 is coming.
Yeah, sounds like me.
Take the crust out your eyes.
Come on, Jacob.
Love it, dude. Absolutely love it. So, you know, Jordan, yeah, he and Tucker Kraft, they had an awesome night together, right? Like that. I mean, it was just a phenomenal game they put together. But he wasn't the only one, right? We actually got Jordan Love hit Savion Williams for his first touchdown of the year. Tim, if you'll give me that screen grab real quick. This is Jordan Love to Savion Williams. I love how they started scheming stuff up. This was that cheat motion. They bring him across the formation and set up just basically a swing screen is what this is called. This is real big in college football right now too. It's where motion a guy over. It don't even have to be a running back. Motion them over and let the momentum take them almost like a bubble screen. And you got 3 blockers on that side where they had a bunch set. So it looked like it came out kind of an empty set, and they had Savion to the far right. So it was a 3x2. The 3 on the left was bunch. So you're typically the way that take that off for just a second, Tim, if you don't care, man. I apologize. I want you to be able to see the formation before we play the video. So notice the motion has already happened, right? So he was over here. So when teams line up in this bunch set, right? When they line up in the bunch, you know, Tucker's in the inside, right? When they do that, notice how the DBs play off. The reason being is typically whether they're in zone or man, they're going to play man technique, and they're going to play what you call catch man. And what they do is rather than everybody be up on the line where you run a switch concept and get all tied up on each other, they stagger their coverage back and they play catch man, and they just kind of catch the guys out of the backfield. Whichever direction they go, you've got a particular zone and it's going to be match. You're going to turn into man coverage and fade off the line. So when you set that up, this is a beautiful play call by Matt LaFleur. You come out empty. They're playing it like a normal bunch set and how they're going to play this. And then what happens? You swing him over. Now all of a sudden you got the hat count and the leverage because these guys are 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. It's chess, not checkers. Give me that screen grab now. Let's listen to Mike Tirico call Savion Williams' first touchdown catch.
Savion Williams has got it. Williams getting the blocking to the pylon. Savion in for the touchdown.
I love Savion on that play too, guys. And the reason being is because he's a big enough, ball carrier, I guess, his yak ability that you're expecting contact there. If they truly see the swing screen and they attack, he can just lower his head and get in there. Like Matthew Golden could have scored there too, I'm sure. But doing it with Savion, it's almost like setting up a power back in that situation. You know what I'm saying? I absolutely love that both of those guys have their strengths as rookies in this wide receiver.
Right, and this is later on in the game after you had already had Savion in the backfield, given that, you give him a handoff, set that up, and then you bring him in orbit motion there. All right, what's he going to do? You're waiting for him to stop, run a dive, swing back, zipper back, but no, let's kick it out there. And you got it. You're lined up on the right side. You're running that play to the wide side of the field, and you just let him get after it. And like Clay was saying, you're 5-6 yards off the ball. You have 3 dudes already over there. You just got to get to the corner. I mean, you need 10 yards. Matt was on fire.
I'm telling you, and Tim, we kind of talked about it last night. You go in. Why did Emmanuel Wilson seem to get more production than Josh Jacobs? I think Matt recognized. Now, Josh Jacobs got more carries than Emmanuel Wilson, but I think Matt recognized, okay, when Josh Jacobs is in there, they're really keen in on the run. When we put Emmanuel Wilson in, we popped a couple passes out, and they softened up like, okay, 23's in, let's play the pass. And they just started handing him the rock, and it was there, right?
Yep.
Again, Matt LaFleur was on one, man.
For sure. And I think, Josh Jacobs is always going to get more carries than Emmanuel Wilson. He's our running back one, but it shows, like you always talk about, you're gathering intel in this game, and, you've got to make adjustments. And that was a great adjustment on Matt's part and on the offense's part to, realize that it wasn't working on the ground early in the game. It just wasn't. And I think, putting Wilson out there and then opening things up in the pass game is ultimately why we saw Josh Jacobs' touchdown later on in the ball game. And it did start to work. But Emmanuel Wilson is sneaky good. And I think the more touches he gets, the better off he really looks. And, you get that guy's motor going, he's going to give you a hell of a ball game. And he was yesterday. He was on point, and great team win. But it was a great adjustment for Matt to go ahead and air that thing out and attack Pittsburgh in that pass game for sure.
Yeah. And Jacob, you look at this pass chart here, man, from Jordan Love, 29 of 37, 360 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a plus 7.6% CPOE. Look at this spray chart, man. My man was he was all over the joint, and efficient is all get out. Jordan Love, dude, I mean, he's definitely top 5. The way he played last night, that was MVP caliber football, Jake. That was MVP caliber football. Now, can you do it week in and week out, like Greg Cosell said about Jordan when he first came out in the league? He's got the arm talent. He's got all the tools. Is he going to be the same great player week in and week out,
I mean, he should be. I mean, but if you listen to, absolutely brilliant football minds like Rex Ryan and whatever, he's just not the type of guy that's going to be able to put the ball in the right place in the right times, if according to the experts. But it's weird. If I look at this chart, I see a lot of green. I don't see many hot there. That's weird. All seriousness aside, I mean, the guy has become, we have the drop. He is becoming a grown ass man. He is absolutely stepping into the forefront of what it means to be a franchise leading quarterback, and not just any franchise. Like, we're talking about walking in the shoes that he has to fill of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. And to a lot of people that they would crumble in that sort of pressure. Jordan Love is just a steadfast. He's got a sturdy chin. He doesn't care if he gets hit a couple times. Like you said, he's going to step into throws. He's going to follow through. The emotion that I had watching him kind of just humbly take charge of this team, and even like with the way that Matt LaFleur kind of embraced him at the end of the game, and him just kind of looking as if like, yeah, this is what I do. You know what I mean? This is right now, he is becoming a leader of men. And that
he's a grown ass man now. And
absolutely he is. And this is the type of stuff where you can't teach this. This has to be earned. This isn't just given to people. This is what Jordan Love has done from the 3 years sitting behind. And like, to your point, Clayton, when he came out there, Rodgers, that's a different point in his career where he's, good job, young man. With Love, he's looking at him like, I knew I could do it. You know what I mean? Like, he's coming in there with a type of confidence. I dare to say an ego about him, because I want him to have an ego now. Before, I thought, like, again, we said goodbye to aw shucks, Matt. We said goodbye to a certain sort of almost swore again, sissying around a little bit. This is now a team that is led by dudes that are willing to put their head through a freaking wall. If you got him, you got Kraft, you got Gary, you got Parsons, you got Quay, you got these guys that are just no nonsense. Williams, all these dudes, Jacobs. Nobody gives an F about what you think, your feelings. They all want business. They want the numbers. They want it to come out on on paper, like as to what they actually come and put down. And I'm excited, bro. I feel like we are peaking at the right time.
Scared money don't make money.
Speaking of emotion and all that and people who overreact, you guys remember my interaction last year with Adam Shine? You guys remember this? He worked for Sirius NFL Radio. Listen, I know some people go, I don't even know who that is. He's been around the NFL for a very, very long time. He helped launch Sirius XM Radio back in the day. He was the guy who did the Sunday Drive on Sirius XM NFL Radio. But he said something roughly 2 years ago, and I called him out on Twitter, right? And when I called him out, we went back and forth a little bit. And then later on in the year, he actually apologized, like, I was wrong on Jordan Love. Because his quote was, Jordan Love cannot play football, is what he said, right? Now, again, he apologized. Hey, it was a bad take. Well, earlier this year, here's what he had to say on Mad Dog Sports Radio on Sirius XM. Just listen to it. It's about 2 minutes long, and it's going to be annoying, but I just want to put him on blast here a little bit. Here we go.